guys.
Hello.
We got so much positive feedback from my eating disorder video, and we got a lot of comments and questions about emotional eating. So we thought that we'd do a video listing our tips on how we overcame emotional eating in hopes that it might help you guys. So I've got about 6 tips here, and the first one, it's the most important because it prevents you from needing to eat and binge as an excuse. So the first one is don't skip meals. Make sure that you're eating at least 3 times a day. Make sure you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and try to include at least 1 or 2 snacks. I would say 2, but at least 1. Make sure that you're drinking water and staying hydrated, because sometimes hunger cues can get confused with that you're actually just thirsty. So make sure you're drinking at least the recommended amount of water, which is 8 8-ounce glasses a day. And that should really help. Making sure that you're full and that you're not dehydrated, those are really important. So the reason why it is so important to make sure that you feed yourself and that you're hydrated is because it enables you, and Kyle had a good word, it enables you to make sound decisions. Meaning down the road, meaning like at night, say you start to get hungry, it will allow you to determine whether or not you're actually hungry, because you know you've eaten a good amount and that you have a lot of nutrients in your body.
You know you've nourished yourself properly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the first tip. The second tip is determining whether or not you're actually hungry. I know I've heard from a lot of people, and this was true for myself and for Kyle as well, was that nighttime was the worst in terms of needing to binge. Oftentimes I think it could be that maybe you're bored or you're anxious about something, or maybe you've had a rough day or you're tired. For me, sometimes it was because there wasn't anything to do, and so I would just invent it by eating, and I wouldn't eat throughout the day so that I would have an excuse then, well, I didn't eat throughout the day, so now I can eat 2 bags of chips. So if you're saying, I want food, I'm hungry, listen to your body. Stop for a minute and listen to your body and figure out if you're actually hungry, or did you drink all your water today? Are you thirsty? Did you eat all your meals? If you didn't, then maybe you are hungry. A tip for that is I put sticky notes everywhere that there was food. So in the cupboards, on the fridge, on my placemat, and I left myself questions. Are you actually hungry? If you're not hungry, why are you turning to food? And I just left little questions like that, and they were everywhere so that I was forced to answer them. Because if I left my fridge because I didn't want to answer that sticky note, when I went to my cupboard, I still had to answer the other sticky note.
And even if you're still going to eat when you're not actually hungry,
you've made an attempt.
Yep, and it brings it up so that you're at least aware.
Exactly.
Right.
It gets you thinking, oh, maybe I'm actually not hungry. I ate all my meals. I drank all my water. I did kind of have a crappy day, so maybe that's why I'm wanting to eat instead. It just sort of gets you thinking about if you're not hungry, why are you eating? Are you bored? Because then you can do something about that. Are you anxious? Write out why you're anxious. That kind of thing. So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is if you are hungry, make sure that you give yourself what you need. And that meaning, if you're hungry and you're craving a cookie, but you feel guilty for eating a cookie, so you go and eat an apple, chances are you didn't eat that cookie, so you're going to rebel, and you're gonna now possibly binge and eat a whole container of cookies, because the apple wasn't really what you wanted. So it is important that you give yourself exactly what you're craving, or as close to it as you can. So if you're not comfortable giving yourself a full sugar, full fat cookie, then give yourself a low sugar cookie or a sugar-free cookie, but at least give yourself what you've been craving. If you're craving a sandwich, do it on whole grain bread, or even like on a low carb bread or anything like that, and do lean deli meat, but at least you're giving yourself what you want. So that's very important. If you give yourself food but you deny yourself what you're craving, it could still lead to binging.
Causes a rebellion, basically.
Yes, because I used to do that all the time. I would be hungry, but I would really want like French fries or a donut or ice cream or something, and I would say, no, that's gonna make you fat, even though it wouldn't, if I ate a normal portion of it. I would give myself like an apple or veggies, and then of course I would go and binge because I didn't give myself what I wanted. So that's number 3. Okay, number 4 is if you aren't hungry, you now need to figure out what it is that's bothering you, and go through, any of the possibilities in your head. Are you bored? Are you tired? Are you stressed out? Did you have a tough day? Is there something you have to do? Are you nervous about something you have to attend on the weekend, or a meeting you have to go to in the morning? Or, figure out what exactly is it. Are you lonely? And try to work through that. If you're tired, give yourself a nap. If you're stressed out, call a friend or write in a journal about it, or just talk it out to yourself. If you're bored, figure out something cool that you would like to do. If you're lonely, call a friend or go out for a walk, or go to a public place, go to a library or go to a mall or whatever. Just try to make that attempt to fulfill whatever it is that's causing you to not want to deal with it, and to go to food instead. Okay, so number 5 is a big one. If you have done it all, and it's going to be hard at first, so you probably will still have your mind preoccupied with food and needing to eat. But if you've exhausted everything else and your mind is still on food, you need to find an activity or something that you love to do or watch to distract yourself and take your mind off of it. Do you like to cook? Bake something for someone else and freeze some for yourself for your treat meal or day, or whatever, however it is that you do your treats. Make your lunch and breakfast for the next day so it's all prepared. Do you like to read? Go treat yourself to a book at a bookstore if you need to get out of your house. Some people just need to leave the house. Get yourself out for a walk. Go visit a neighbor. Go visit a friend. Go visit a parent. Whatever it is that gets you out of the house. Go for a drive if you like a drive. Keep your hands busy. Some people knit. Some people sew. If you like to draw, do some drawing. I have the exact list here of what I had written for myself and of what I did. So my list is titled Things to Do Instead of Eat. And these are things that I enjoy. So I had wrote, do my nails, do a manicure, go for a walk, write in your journal, play computer games because I love computer games, talk it out with Kyle, play with Hank, or read. And I'll show you, this is my list. Okay, so number 6 is the last one. And I know I've been saying through the whole thing that this is important, but this one is really important. You need to have a support system. And even if you don't have somebody that lives with you, if you live alone, or if you don't have many family or friends, or if you live far away from anyone that you know, you can still have a support system. There are tons of people on Instagram. There are Facebook pages. There are groups on the internet. When I didn't know what to do when I was in the middle of my eating disorder, but I was trying to help myself, I joined an internet support group and spoke to other people struggling, and it was really helpful at that time. It was exactly what I needed. You just Google, you know, emotional eating support groups online support groups. Have a friend that you can call anytime, or that you can just send a text to. Even if your support system is a journal, you know, you can do that too. You can just write it out when you're upset. If you have a pet, use your pet, talk to your pet, or play with your pet, or take your pet for a walk. Like some sort of support system. You can be creative and have a support system in any way that you want. The other things that you can do, and I did do all of these, I did journal. I had Kyle as my support. I joined online support groups. I Googled how to handle emotional eating. I did research. I got books out of the library. I also joined a therapy group, a group therapy session. I also took a workshop through my eating disorder therapy. I took a workshop on nutrition and how to properly lay out your meal plan for the day so that you're getting all the nutrients. So I did all of that to support myself. And so I had many different strategies. And that's what you need to do. It's strategies, because they're not all always going to work, and that's okay. And you are going to, you know, have days where you struggle, and it's gonna be rough, but keep sticking to these tips. Try them all, make up your own tips. You know, like I said, get online and research. Go to your library. Most libraries have a really good selection for emotional eating and binge eating and stuff. Like, there's not a whole lot on binge eating, like specifically a book on binge eating, but it will be in eating disorders like anorexia and bulimia. There'll be sections on binge eating there. So just keep looking. Look for emotional eating. Have a support system. That's your big thing. You need somebody to talk to. Even if it's yourself. You can even, I've recorded myself. You can tell I really wanted to heal because I did everything I could think of. I had a tape recorder and I recorded myself talking. And then I played it back and listened to all of the negative things and all of the struggles. And then I tried to reverse it and think positively and try to correct all of my struggles. So I hope that this helps you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below and we will do our best to answer them for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know that's important. And if not, getting my journal of doom. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.